He is one of the world's most eligible bachelors. And it appears unlikely he'll be giving up the bachelor lifestyle anytime soon.
Right now, I'm just too happy doing what I'm doing.
Hotel room was a revolving door for every, hot young thing in town.
Leo will not publicly date anyone over the age of 25.
The internet is so glorious. They make these charts and graphs of every single one of his ex-girlfriends and when they broke up, at what age.
His new 19-year-old girlfriend, he's 19, so that means Leo has 6 years to date her before she gets too old.
Even if you're 19, as soon as you hit 24, he's going to be shopping.
Am I a nice boy? I suppose that's subject to interpretation.
The American actress is now the 8th woman Leo has called it quits with before they turn 26.
When are you going to settle down?
Oh,
Kids and marriage.
I would never answer that question.
Who is your favorite leading lady kiss?
Oh boy. Oh, there's gonna be some mad actresses, huh, if I don't say so. I'm just gonna go with, Kate Winslet, good old classic.
The love story between you and Kate Winslet's character is really what drives this film, and it works so tremendously well.
Why did you do that? Why?
You jump high, jump right.
But it wasn't meant to be Leo, was it?
I actually read with some fairly well-known actors for that role, which was amazing and great fun. But I just kept thinking, oh God, I really hope he does it. I really hope Leo does it. And lucky for me, he did.
Initially, I thought, oh, how am I going to work with this beautiful man who's such a brilliant actor? And I met him, and he's so lovely and down to earth and normal, and so good at what he does.
That's my girl. That's your girl. I feel the same way about her. If it wasn't for her making that film, we would have been, shrapnel by this point.
Even before the cameras had started rolling, Kate and Leo were under immense pressure to bring the blockbuster movie to life.
And I actually kept a diary on that film too.
Have you?
It's locked in a safe. It's locked in a safe now. It had some stuff in it.
She thinks.
It is. Oh no, it is.
On September the 14th, 1996.
Oh no.
Kate wrote in her diary.
Oh no, I do not believe this.
I'm very tired. I need to get some sleep.
Oh, don't, you're gonna make me cry.
Shall
what
I stop?
What else did I say?
I feel ugly, talentless, and uncommitted, frightened, lonely, nervous, mad. And we haven't started shooting yet. If it's not rehearsals, it's weight training. If it's not etiquette, it's voice coaching. By the end of this film, if it's not suicide, it'll be an asylum.
As the grueling months of filming went by, Kate and Leo leaned on each other more and more.
It was just the toughest film we ever had to make.
Everything about the shoot was difficult for everybody, whether it was weather conditions or how long the hours were.
February the 16th, you wrote, I'm exhausted and ache like hell. I'm bruised and battered from head to foot. What you do on the screen looks physically impossible. Was it as difficult as it looks?
It really, really, really was. I had makeup girls taking photos of my arms for bruises reference. Because I had deep, serious blood bruises. I mean, it looked like I'd been beaten up a lot of the time. The water was really cold. There was so much of it. So we were all scared, quite understandably. There's only so much safety you can put in place before you dump however many tons of water into a flooding corridor or a dining room. You just don't have any way of knowing what it's really going to do.
I was away from my family for 7.5 months and I was only 21 years old, so that was very, very hard for me. So I think in the absence of families and friends from home, we really kind of clung to each other right away, Leo and I, because of that.
We were partners together, we held each other's hand and supported each other.
When Titanic was released, the whole world could see how close Kate and Leo had become.
It's got to be bigger than you expected, though. I mean, you probably expected it to be big, but nothing like that.
We expected it to be something. I had no idea it would be this magnitude. I mean, it's truly overwhelming.
Well, now, you didn't come as a couple tonight, did you?
Yeah, we came together.
Did you really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, very cool. Great. Is there something we ought to know?
No, absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not. We're good buddies.
Absolutely, just go ahead.
But she was such a great partner and such a terrific person. Really is. I mean, she's top notch. She's going to be one of the greats. She already is.
Even with Leo's support, Kate struggled to see herself the way Leo did.
There was definitely a moment after Titanic when there was, quite a bit of pressure.
The 80s were over and the 90s represented something different.
A celebrity culture where the models and actresses' bodies are considerably thinner than they have ever been in the past.
And we have become so used to seeing extremely thin women that we have learned to think that this is what is beautiful.
This is very seductive and hard for young girls to resist.
Is this really the image that the fashion business want to portray?
Clothes just look better on people who are thin and certainly photograph better.
I'm sort of, your classic kind of childbearing hip, and someone will send a sample of something and it's made for, Kate Moss. And I'm not, I'm not Kate's size.
I was subjected to quite a lot of sort of personal physical scrutiny. And I was criticised quite a lot. The British press were actually quite unkind to me. And I felt quite bullied, if I'm honest.
Well, I was chubby. I always had big feet, the wrong shoes, the wrong hair, bad hair. There was one girl who was particularly awful to me.
They called me blubber. They teased me for wanting to act, locked me in the cupboard, laughed at me. And I was even told that I might be lucky in my acting if I was happy to settle for the fat girl parts. And they would say, you're just not really what we're looking for, Kate. And so I'd hear that a lot.
I was always told I was wrong. I was doing the wrong thing. I was sort of made to feel ashamed of myself, my appearance, everything about myself.
Leo watched as the media preyed on Kate's insecurities. Desperate to help his friend, he tried to reassure her.
I remember on Titanic, I remember you actually saying to me one day, you've really got to let the whole fat girl thing go. It's in the past, honey, you've got to let it go. It's really important that you are the shape that you are. And I was like, well, what do you mean by that? And it was kind of a really out of the blue conversation. He said, because there's so many skinny girls out there who think that to be successful and to be beautiful and therefore to be loved and respected, it means you have to be thin.
As Leo told Kate to let go of her insecurities, she realized something.
And I thought, God, he's really right, actually, and that in some way this image is being translated to teenage girls, and that...
Especially.
So when the Academy Awards came around for Titanic, I thought, you know what, I'm young, I'm 21 years old, and I'm in this movie, and it's very successful, and I've been nominated for an Academy Award for this, and I haven't done any of this through being skinny or through starving myself or anything like that. And so I thought, I'm just going to hold my head high and I'm just going to be the person that I am.
And so I felt like I really had to sort of stand up for myself. Do people really think I'm fat? Like, I'm not fat. I'm just a healthy, normal person. That's how I am. I'm very proud of my marks and my scars and who I am becoming. And it's important to me to continue to step into those real shoes and be absolutely myself.
Leo helped Kate gain the confidence she needed to focus on what truly mattered.
Coming up next, Titanic 2, anything?
Not Titanic 2 because it did sink. So I don't think so. But no, right now I'm just being a mum and just loving that and just having some time with my daughter.
Happiness, it isn't a search for, facial or physical perfection. It comes from inside.
But while Kate was off building a new family, Leo refused to settle down.
I was just wondering if you're looking forward to starting a family, getting married, having a wife and kids and a white picket fence.
Yeah, go ahead, answer that.
I will, sure. Right now, no, not at this particular moment. Right now, I'm just too happy doing what I'm doing. But, that's all in the future.
But the future caught up with Leo, and he still hadn't found the one.
Do you see that for you? Sure. You want that?
I think everybody eventually, not everybody, but I think that, eventually when the time is right, absolutely, yeah.
But does married life seem a little boring to you?
Does it seem boring?
A little sedate?
No, I've seen interesting marriages and I've seen not interesting marriages.
Well, I'm just going to say, you're not getting any younger, Leo, 38.
Well, that's true, that's true.
And it wasn't just Leo's refusal to get married that the world latched onto.
Once upon a time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long, Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him.
Leo will not publicly date anyone over the age of 25. The 47-year-old actor is officially single again after splitting from his girlfriend of 5 years, Camilla Morone, just weeks after she celebrated her 25th birthday. The American actress is now the 8th woman Leo has called it quits with before they turn 26.
Is the price perhaps the compromise in your personal life?
Oh, that's always, something that's synonymous with, becoming an actor, but that's a conscious choice too. You know that if you're going to venture into this world, your private life is going to become public.
But while the media was fixated on Leo's ever-changing love life, Leo was focused on the family he had.
What gives me strength all the time is to be able to have formulated a group of people around me that are my friends and my family. Those two words are enmeshed, in my opinion.
We recently saw some pictures of you and Leo.
There's pictures of us, it's like, we were on holiday apparently. I was there for 17 hours and we were doing a fundraising event for a cancer charity. Anyway, it's so funny the things that people say.
She's actually hanging out with me tonight. We're gonna go to the after parties together.
Oh, you and Kate?
Yeah, and her husband.
Okay. To clarify that, to make
Just to
sure.
clarify
Just
that.
because everybody wants you to be a couple,
It was actually never about that. It was a real brother-sister thing. We were very, very, very close and really stuck together.
After all these years, Kate and Leo know that their friendship is deeper and more meaningful than any romance.
Just a couple of weeks ago, I called him. I was like, "Crisis, have to talk to you. Phone me, home me." And we'll always just make that call right away. There's no hang on, I'll call you tomorrow. It's instant. And that's actually really something, if you think about it in the world that we live in now, to have friendships that bind you and that shared history.
It's given me a grounding that, as insane as my life can be sometimes, is always refreshing, and they're always so honest with me, and I'm so thankful for that.
Mm-hmm. So you two have been friends for over half your lives.
Half our lives.
But is it true that you're such close friends that when you do talk, you quote Titanic lines back and forth to each other?
You know.
Leo, I'm so happy I can stand here and tell you how much I love you and how much I've loved you for 13 years.
It's amazing to kind of look back and think about it all over again. That's one of my greatest friendships. I'm just so lucky to have him, and he makes me laugh so much.
Still as beautiful and radiant as she was the day I met her.